Kernel Stuart, hey brother, great job today, man. You're making a lot of progress. Okay, things that we talked about. When you're doing the let's talk about your scales first. When you're doing D minor and G minor, start with your third finger. So that you're in the same position for the entire scale. Same thing with G minor. Otherwise, keep doing what you're doing. On your chord cycles, the G cycle, make sure your first finger stays curved. It's wanting to flatten out pretty bad. I'm going to fight against that. Keep that last knuckle curved. And just play G to C. And the ring finger shouldn't move here. If it has to wiggle a little bit just to get to a more comfortable position, great. But the idea is that it's a common tone. And if you're a Steve Miller fan, you can sing on. Some people call me the space cowboy. Yeah. That's most of that song. There we go. So on the other chord cycle, it's all about the C cycle. It's all about these fingers moving in tandem. So do some silent practice where you do C, F, C, G, and they just lift and land like a pair. And then you can do it, the exercise without the first and third finger, first and fourth, I mean. It sounds a little spacey, but it's a good left hand exercise. And then finally add the fingers back in. When you're playing your G especially, don't think about the pinky till the end because it'll throw you out of whack. Bar chords, E form reconfigures the E with different fingers and then moves it anywhere it wants. So you can move it up here for your beta band song and get a B major. So the first finger is a movable nut now. So there's B major and B minor. Just like an open E minor, one note changes and it goes minor. Similarly, if you shift it down, you're playing an A minor form bar chord. In this case, it's an E minor chord. You don't really have to move your first finger. You just want to make sure that you pick the 6 strings and 5 strings, just as you would here. Finally, we talked about dreams, getting some extra work with your thumb F. And you can do root, down. And this is slow enough to play to the record. A more sophisticated drum would be like root, down, up, down, up, down. Root, down, up, down, up, down. And actually, you want the high E to ring open. It's part of the color of the chords. So don't try to mute the high E or mess with it. If it rings out, that's even better. Now, what I'd say is a more or less 12 bar blues in E with a syncopated root note like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, A. Back to E. B. A. So on the B, you have to manually play the root note, 2nd fret A string. Now it doesn't repeat, but you should practice repeating just to soak up some information. And once you have it, move from the B to the A. That's going to be the most critical part of the whole form because everything else is just E to A back and forth. So again. That's it, brother. Have fun.